Hit it!
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
All right, mic check 1 2 3 1 2 3. Looks like we're good. Let's flip to the A cam here. And how's it going, guys? Good to see a few of you have actually shown up for our Saturday afternoon stream. How has your weekend been so far? How's your previous week been? Let me know in the live chat. I'm reading that right now. Looks like we got a good 10 of you guys here, so pretty short episode today, but yes, we are going to keep rolling with these live streams here. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of the history of me as a filmmaker in the ag sector. So hopefully some of you guys enjoy that. We're going to watch a couple of my really old videos, from back when I was 12 years old. They're kind of terrible, but I think you guys will get a kick out of them, and I'll be right here with you guys watching those and reacting to my 12-year-old self as well. So bit of an interesting episode today. So shout out to those of you who've showed up. We got Nolbert, we got Samson, Rainier, Matthew, John. Thanks for being here, guys. And we got Southeast Tennessee represented. Where else you guys from watching today? Looks like we're up to 13 of you. So yeah. Raining. It's not raining here. It snowed a little bit last night, but pretty nice weather outside here in Bozeman, Montana today. So you're at the sale barn. You can't really hear me. Oh, yeah. Sale barns are pretty loud. Hopefully there's no technical difficulties. Can the rest of you hear me fine? Sale barns are pretty chaotic environments. So if you're just on your phone, watching with your phone speakers, then I can understand why. Might be a little hard to hear me, but yeah, how's that sale been going? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump over here, and we're going to look at a couple announcements. So Peterson Farm Brothers today released a pretty awesome parody. Did any of you guys catch that? It was excellent. It's probably my new favorite that has come from the Peterson Farm Brothers. They just a lot of good things in that, and I think a lot of that had to do with the collaboration with some of the other ag YouTube channels out there. So buying cheap cows, nice. Yep, I know how that goes, vaguely. I've never actually bought cows myself. My parents have. We run about 200 beef cows on our farm at home. So yeah, that Peterson Farm Brothers thing was awesome though. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, please do. Heck, we might even have to watch it right here on the stream if you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, because it was that good, in my opinion. It was a parody to Party Rock Anthem, which is pretty old, but kind of brings back memories of me in high school, I guess. We'll put it that way. Next thing I want to talk about is Patreon. And some of you have maybe been here for the last stream that I did, and I talked about this just a little bit, but let me flip to my computer screen here. But this is something called Patreon. Patreon allows you to financially support me if you can. If you can't financially support me, then that doesn't mean you can't support me at all. You can like, you can subscribe, you can comment. YouTube loves all of those things, and it pushes my channel out to more and more people as more and more people do that. But Patreon allows me to keep creating videos kind of like along the edge. A lot of you came here from along the edge, so I want to keep making videos like that, and unfortunately, it's very time consuming and very expensive to make videos like that. So I could really I could really use your support, and I would really appreciate it if you can support me. That would just be awesome. If you cannot support me once again, that's okay. Well, if you can't support me financially, that's all right. But I highly encourage that you subscribe if you haven't already. So tiers here on Patreon start at $2 a month, and how this works is I do Patreon exclusive content, or will be doing Patreon exclusive content once we get this thing up and going. I haven't really advertised this yet, so no one's really on it. You are among the first person to know about my Patreon campaign, actually. Eventually, I will make a video on the channel that's not a live stream that goes over this in more detail. Anyway, tiers start at $2 per month, so that's going to be pretty affordable for a lot of you folks, I believe, if you are considering supporting. And benefits that you get out of these tiers vary depending on what tier you're in as well, but everybody is going to get their name on a video at some point in the credits, like shout out to so-and-so if they do any sort of Patreon sponsorship. You also get Patreon exclusive content if you're at the $5 level or more. That might change. We'll see how that goes, but Patreon exclusive content, for example, like editing videos. If you want to learn how to make videos like I do, I'll probably release a few of those here in the future. Whatever else I decide to throw up just for the Patreon folks. So if you want to get the most out of this channel in the future and its growth, Patreon's a really good spot to see how we're growing. And then eventually I'm going to do t-shirts, and the Adopt a Cow program is pretty cool. So what that is I'm just going to put your name on one of the cows at the ranch, and we'll send you social media updates about what that cow has been up to. That starts at the $50 and up tiers. That might change as well depending on the demand for that. So that's Patreon. I hope you guys can check it out here at some point. You just go to patreon.com, search up Agri Studios, and you'll find me. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat here. So, oh, you guys are just talking to each other. Awesome. Yeah, feel free to do that. You'll find a lot of fellow farmers and maybe non-farmers in this chat here. Some of these streams, especially when the platform grows. So that's what I love about live streams, is I love that comments section and being able to answer things on the fly as much as I can do so. So the next episode of AgriLive is probably going to be on a Tuesday evening. That might be a better time for a lot of people. We'll find out. It's not going to be this next Tuesday. It's going to be December 11th. I'll go ahead and say that again when we close the show. I'm not quite sure what we're doing, but we will find out. It might be a part 2 of what I'm going to be doing right here, right now. So, all right. We are doing another Q&A session as well, so whenever you may jump in the comments over on the YouTube live chat, ask me anything. I would love to answer your questions. And I'm going to read this chat here again. How long will this go? Probably an hour. Maybe a little less this time. I'm shooting for an hour for all my live streams. I'm hoping it's going to be a weekly thing. But we'll see what happens. It's going to depend a lot on what you guys want, where the demands are, what you're looking for content. But this one's going to be probably about the 45 minutes to an hour mark. Last week we went almost to an hour and a half because there were a lot of people. A lot of people for a small YouTube channel at 5,000 subscribers. Less than 5,000 subscribers, but still. There were a lot of people that showed up last week, so we answered a lot of questions last week. If you have any this week, fire away. Meanwhile, I'm going to talk about how we got started making videos, how I got started making videos, and that was when I was 12 years old. I seriously decided to take a Sony Handycam camcorder out to the harvest field and started shooting video of the combines rolling around, some of the truck stuff. It was horrible video, and we're going to see some of that in a little bit. I mean, of course it was. Everybody's got to start somewhere. It's not like I'm going to, oh, dang, I'm a expert film entrepreneur. That's not how it works. There's a lot of learning. There's still a lot of learning on how to do some of even the technical sides of this. But great to be here, and great to be where I am today. Great to be putting together documentaries like Along the Edge, and great to have an audience that's going to support me and clients that are going to support me so that I can keep doing more of that type of stuff. All right. Steven asks, did you have anything to do with Welker's recent Big Bud bin move drone video? No, but right before they did that video, I did appear on Nick's channel, which you might have actually come from that. I assume you did. A lot of these people that are watching right now came from... Don't forget the thumbs up. Never forget the thumbs up. That's always awesome. Please like. That helps. That seriously, YouTube likes to see that sort of stuff when it comes to algorithms and video discovery, which is really important to this channel right now, especially if we're going to reach some of those non-farm folks with what we have as far as our story goes. Where was I with my previous thought? I kind of got a little sidetracked, and now I'm drawing a blank in my mind. What was I talking about, guys? I was talking about, somebody asked something about Welker's. You probably came from the Welker's drone video that I did when I got to visit Nick the other week. I didn't necessarily have anything to do with his grain bin video, though. So thanks for liking, Steven. All right, who's ready to see some really terrible video from 2010, back way before the Agri Studios era? So we're about to do that here in a moment. Let me go ahead and set up. And for another reference, just so you guys know, I have not recently watched these videos, so I'm kind of completely going into this as a surprise. Like, I seriously can't remember, like, what exactly these videos consisted of, but there's a lot of them. Let me flip to my monitor here, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So this is a folder of a bunch of exports I did in 2010 through Windows Movie Maker, of all things. So, oh, Steven, you're not from a farm and you've been subscribed. That's awesome. I love to see non-farm people in these streams because, well, basically, so many people are disconnected from what agriculture is, and a lot of people just don't understand how farms work and basically think their food is not the safest, healthiest food ever, and that's not the case, especially GMOs. So I'm sure you've already been exposed to the fact that family farming is still very much a thing in today's world. Good to hear. I have another comment here, too. Racer says, love the movie Along the Edge. Your father is from Montana, and you have family there. Where at in Montana? I'm curious. Back over to this screen over here, we have all these little experts. I'm seriously just going to pick a random one here in about a minute, and we're going to watch it all together. And I'm going to react to my 12-year-old self. I think I already see a thumbnail here of, like, I went into Microsoft Paint and, like, drew on top of the combine on how a combine works, and I can already tell that's going to be inaccurate. The rotor's sitting sideways. So this is going to be fun. How many of you guys are ready for this? Let's see it in the comments. I'm going to read some last-minute comments here before we click on the video. You're from the Netherlands, Jordan. Nice to see you. Hella and Cascade, I was through there a couple weeks ago. Good places. Cascade has an excellent FFA program back when I was in FFA in high school, so a really good advisor, Eric Tremlin. He's a good guy. I was helping him judge Ag Communications here in Bozeman when they had their statewide John Drag Expo FFA contest. It was great. If you guys have any FFA questions, hit me up. I love talking about FFA. So, I think we should just play it. Let's just see what happens, guys. Promise you won't make too much fun of me. Okay? Got it? Samson's excited for this. We're going to learn about some equipment. Bear with me here. I got to set up. I don't think my sound's turned on either. There we go. The equipment. That's our old 2388. It's been a while since we had that combine. Uh-oh. Why did it freeze? Alright guys, I'm gonna have to take a short break. I think we got an echo loop too, so I'll be back in about a minute. Oh, whoa. Nope, let's keep going. Let's listen to 12-year-old Riley. Oh wow, my voice was so high back then.
Taking the kernels out of the rest of the plant takes place. Now how does it happen? Well, let's go have a look inside.
The transitions are epic. Oh yeah, that was a good transition. Oh wow, next gen graphics right here.
Of how a combine works. We start off with the header. The header
Nice.
cuts the wheat, leaving stubble on the ground. The rest of the plant goes up into the inside of the combine.
Yeah, I think I was 12 years
As it
old.
travels up, it'll meet a cool part called the thrasher. The thrasher is what...
This combine had a rotor. It was a rotary combine. This is completely inaccurate. Just in case you didn't know.
From the rest of the stock.
But 12-year-old Riley didn't know that.
Squeezing them so hard together into a grate that acts like a sand sifter. Now all of the kernels are going to go through this little sand sifter, and the rest of the plant will not go under there. So it will take its journey to the back of the combine, and the combine will...
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed that this is an HD, technically. I believe these are 1080p files back from
the kernels of wheat
2010, when I was a 12-year-old,
will be raised up into
and I knew what that was.
the hopper store.
I actually knew what, like, the differences in resolution was at that age
on
still.
the monitor will go off, notifying the driver
Sometimes I wonder if I
that
was
it is
smarter
time
back
to
then than I am
empty
now.
the tank. To empty the tank, an unloading auger swings out and dumps the wheat into a truck. Not on the ground like this diagram is
Oh, I
showing.
think I spent a lot of
Now
time.
that's the simple way of how a combine works. Combines are very much more complicated than this, but this is all you really need to know.
I love how the combine's dumping wheat on the ground. That's hilarious. Oh, grain cart time!
The grain cart is a cart that stores
The
wheat.
grain cart is a cart.
tractor pulls the
Awesome.
grain cart. But there's one special thing about the grain cart. The grain cart can dump into trucks. Like the combine, another auger will swing out. The auger activates...
So is it my
and
voice that's
swings into
echoing,
the
or
trucks.
this that's
The
echoing?
grain cart is used so that the trucks don't have to drive around the field, or the combine doesn't have to drive to the trucks. The grain cart is better to drive around the field than the truck because it's powered by the tractor and can handle much more roughness. Whereas a truck, sometimes they have a very heavy load, and it's very hard for them to get around the field.
I think I fixed it. So that's a grain cart. Now let's learn about a truck as we turn the key on and not actually start the
Our farm
engine.
has 2 trucks.
We have more than
One
2
truck
trucks
is
now.
a
Wow, that's
semi-truck
crazy to
with
think
a
about. How
red
do we get
cab.
away by with 2 back
This
then?
one is the one that my dad drives. His name is Shane Slifka. Our other truck is a white tandem. Its normal driver is our hired man, Jeremy Shepard.
Good to hear the sound's
The
fixed.
trucks
Thanks.
are the vehicles that take the
Oh, an old
wheat
hired
from
hand
the
and his
harvest
wife. That was a
field
long
to
time ago.
keep either one or the other place.
That's my sister
There
from
is the
also a
grain
long
bin,
time
and
ago.
there's the elevator.
This is the fuel wagon. If you come around to the side here, you will see that
I
we've
forgot
got
about
lots of
this thing.
compartments on our fuel wagon.
Oh, there's a story to tell here. You know what? You know what?
And then we also
Let's pause here real
have-
quick, guys. So, I think I have footage of it somewhere else too that I can look for, but this fuel wagon right here, Grandpa might have hit it with the combine header late at night one night. It was a bit of a story, let's just say that. So, he tore the passenger door, almost, like, completely bent it, like we had to get a new door for it, and ran into the welder that sat on top of it too. It was, I mean, it wasn't funny at the time, but considering Grandpa's personality and everything, it's pretty... It was an event, we'll put it that way. Let's go ahead and resume this little video. Yeah, this was
More
quite the
objects
old
here.
service truck.
Why we call it the fuel wagon here is because we have a fuel nozzle with a fuel pump.
It's called fuel wagon because there is a fuel nozzle
that
on
we
there.
use to fuel up our tractors and combines so we're not by one of the house homesteads. This here is a crane.
If you guys have
which
just
is
joined
pretty
us, we're
cool.
watching videos that are
There is
really,
a
really
little
old that I used to do when I was like 12 years old.
Screw into
That would
the side
explain
of the
the
crane, and then you
much higher pitched
control
voice.
it. And what's powering
That
all
crane
of
was
this
pretty cool on that old service
is
truck.
a generator slash welder that
Generator slash arc
gives
welder.
off lots of electricity.
Runs the
We
fuel pump
complete
in there
this
too.
with
It's got an
lots
air
and lots of
compressor in there. You
tools
know,
and an
everything a
air
normal
compressor.
service truck would have.
The
But
service truck is also used for transportation
And
back to the homesteads.
you can fit up to 6 people on one bench row seat. Apparently that's where that video ended, so... Let's go ahead and watch one more. I think these are more of the ambient ones like you're used to me producing in the 2013 to 16 era. Mostly photos. There'll be some video in here too if I remember right. That dog was hilarious. These are some of the custom cutters from 2010. They come from Canada, and my grandpa's on the right there. Photo album 2, filling the bins. They were photo albums, nice. Much more constructive than most 12-year-olds. Well, thank you. I had a lot of spare time on my hands, we'll just put it that way. Our custom cutters are always hilarious. I'm gonna leave that there for you. Oh, Nick! You finally made it! And we're watching really old things that have not even made it to YouTube. It's a fun little episode. Thanks for joining. Small crowd, so I think everybody else here in the comments is going to be excited you showed up here for a couple minutes, or however long you can make it. You're on vacation, aren't you? I'm pretty sure half these photos weren't even mine. I believe that I stole a bunch from Mom, actually, to put this together. If you're just tuning in, first harvest video I ever made. Didn't even hit YouTube. Everyone's freaking out because Nick's here now. You're at a friend's house north of Detroit. Nice. So you must be doing some Midwest stuff for vacation. I was in Detroit a few years ago. It's not as bad as people say it is, depending on where you're at. There's cool things in Detroit. Oh, music stopped. What's going on? We're transitioning into... Oh, it looks like we're in the, when one of our custom cutters buried the combine in an alkali patch. Left some ruts. So these are the New Holland CX8080s, back when they were a newer thing. Back when they were so much faster than this 2388 that we used to own. I love the sound of this combine. I think it sounds better than the whatever we run now. I'm drawing a blank. 8230. Oh yeah, high quality footage right here, guys. Man, look at that. Look at that stabilization there. And some more stills. An extra truck that we hired that year. Not bad photos. I don't know if I can take credit for them, though. Will Welker Farms and Agri Studios be collaborating again soon? I don't know. What do you think, Nick? Good to see you, Combine out. Oh, I guess you still are here. Checking in from Costa Rica. Nice. Yeah, you never know when Nick and I are going to collab again. We'll see what happens in the future. This is a really cool photo right here. I don't think I took it. Apparently my videos back then were taking a bunch of Mom's photos. Mom takes excellent photos every year during harvest, by the way. Even today. Ooh, that was fancy footage right there. Got some Hair Nation on the satellite radio. I can already hear that. Dad listens to that all the time. This is back when Dad had to drive the Freightliner of shame. Now I have to drive the Freightliner of shame. Oh boy, that's... Are we having technical difficulties again? The video just froze. Absolutely no idea why. Maybe that's a cue to move on to the next ones. Oh, okay. I guess it's gonna play again. I might have an issue with the hard drive. I bet that's why it froze. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think that's gonna end that video, because it's pretty much just more of that. I thought it'd just be fun to show you guys what some of my very first videos looked like, so... Alright, let's answer some questions, shall we? Nick loves the 2388. 2388, I'll never forget that combine. As much as combines today are progressing, I mean... Nick, you actually have videos of self-autonomous combines that are able to set themselves as they go in the field, which I think is incredible, especially for someone like me who isn't really good with all the settings and seriously just looks up online or in some Case IH book from a combine seminar or something what you're going to set your combine to and then kind of go from there. It's nice to be able to forget about all that stuff and just drive the combine. Well, actually, the combine drives itself basically these days. I don't think it turns around by itself yet, the new Case IH models, but the 2388 had a better buddy seat. You know, I think it did. And maybe that's just because that's the combine that was around when we were kids and when we got to ride with Grandpa, and that was the coolest thing ever. Good memories in that old combine, that's for sure. Alright, so that was 2010. I also forgot to mention that 4-H was actually a pretty big reason why I started getting into videography, filmmaking, because they had a program that was basically online that I enrolled in, being my curious 12-year-old self. That's what really got me hooked on that stuff. And then I liked the farming stuff. The around 300 people that viewed my first harvest video that went on YouTube, which was a year later in 2011, I heard a lot of good feedback from that. And about the time 2013 hit, I got some more really good feedback. And that might have partially been because of the revolution of the GoPro. So this would have been 14 or 15-year-old myself when I was a freshman in high school. I got really excited about the concept of mounting GoPros to unloading augers, headers, trucks, augers at the grain bins or whatever I could mount the thing to with a magnet mount and a couple adhesives and whatever else. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make the investment. I'm going to drop a full $200 or however much it cost. It was somewhere around that ballpark on a GoPro Hero 3. Obviously the entry-level GoPro Hero 3. They had like 3 different, it's like white, silver, and black. I think I got the white edition back then, and it still shot 1080p video, and it was a good little camera for sure, and I made a harvest video with it, and people really liked it. Let's find it real quick. Let's watch it. I'm going to go to... This one's actually on YouTube, so you can check it out yourself when you have free time. So let's go ahead and head over. Let's just type it in and search it here. This will tell me how good my SEO is working. Yep, here it is. All right. So, like I said, this guy here is the 2013 harvest video. It's the first one that I say is worth watching whenever I am talking about this stuff to other people and talking about the history of my little harvest films here. So, 2013, first year of the GoPro. Let's watch it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So this is 14-year-old myself that we're watching now. So we had a 7230 for 1 year. Traded it for the 8230 after this 1 year for some more horsepower. Oh, and there's a story that I gotta tell after this clip. Awesome shot, though. That was awesome. That's honestly still not a bad shot today. They would have had a better camera in the ground that had a bit of a cleaner picture. That would have been a really, really awesome shot. I don't want to put my Sony A7S down in the ground like that, though. Too risky. Interesting music choice. I don't think I'd do this today for music. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Nick. I think I am streaming again Tuesday the 11th of December in the evening. If you happen to make it to that one, that'd be awesome. I think we'll get a bit of a bigger crowd then. We'll see. Those are the Missouri breaks, my folks. That was an awesome shot. The unload tube just swinging over the cliff like that. That's like along the edge type material right there. And that is Grandpa eating a sandwich. Also, very important to document. Got some vibration on the header there. That's kind of a cool shot with the mirror. I think this is a pretty cool shot, actually. You'll see why. That's pretty cool. I think the GoPro was set on top of a lunchbox when I did that. L. Peterson Farm brought 2 CX8080s to help us harvest our crop faster. Some more Missouri Breaks country and eating a sandwich with auto steer on. That was the first year we had a combine with auto steer too, so it was Grandpa's learning all sorts of stuff that year. How are we doing on time? 3:30. Nice. Whoa, did I completely just miss something here? You guys, this is huge. The grain cart fell off the tractor this year. I completely forgot about this. Yeah, so Sam was going Mach 2 across the field, and suddenly the grain cart just came unhooked, and that's the drawbar sticking up right there, and PTO shaft is not okay, and oh boy, it was a mess. But yeah, the whole drawbar just came out from underneath the tractor, and the whole grain cart is stuffed plumb full too. Just poosh. That was a fun cleanup. The reason I remembered that was because those pictures should have stuck around much longer. Was because this tractor was hooked up to the grain cart in this scene right here, which I still really like these auger FPV shots. They're kind of cool. If I can find a way to get rid of the camera shake, I would do one even today. Maybe the Hero 7 is a good candidate for that. Then you fill the check up. Nice shot. I like that time lapse. I like that time lapse too. It's a little different from that 2010 video, isn't it? Thanks for tuning in, Samson. Hope to see you on the next one. Not quite sure what we're doing yet. Hopefully it'll be something fun. Thanks for hanging out. Where these shots are definitely more boring. Oh, this was a cool time lapse. That's about 50 miles of road that I time-lapsed with a GoPro. Elevator in Moore, Montana. Just got off the weigh-in scale. Driving around to pit number 2, or is it pit number 1? I forget. Whatever the main one is. Alright, we're getting our ticket. Way out scale. This is a cool shot because of the way the auger started moving back in. Drive over shot with the Steiger. It was fun taking the wheels off of that thing just so it'd work with the cart. Normally it has dual wheels on it. Nice. Also nice. Kevin Weaver. Heck of a hand. Really terrible picture of me driving truck. This was a really good year. We had like 100 bushel wheat in one of our fields this year. It was crazy. Alright. I think that's about it for that video. So this is when I started getting more of a presence on YouTube. Here in 2013. 2014, honestly, I don't even think the video was as good in 2014 when I did a harvest video there. 2015 is our next milestone because that's when we start getting into drones and promotion by the Northern Ag Network. That's also when I started picking up commercial work. I think I'm going to save that one for next time. So maybe we'll talk about that on Tuesday. Let me know if that's something you want to do on the next live stream. If you have other ideas on what to do for the next live stream, then I really want to hear them right now. We're going to do a little bit more Q&A, reading through the comments. So, Nick says, you've just been watching my videos for a while and think my work is some of the best on YouTube. Have a great rest of your day. You have a great rest of your day as well. Thank you very much, Nick. I'm not going to call myself the best on YouTube ever or anything like that. There is a lot of very talented ag YouTubers out there. I'm just glad that even though it's a small YouTube channel right now, I get to be one of them, and that I'm making a difference in communicating agriculture to the public by doing this type of stuff. We have a very long ways to go, but we're getting started, so it's hard to do when you're a full-time college student too, but since the Nick collaboration actually in the channel growth that we've seen through that. I have prioritized YouTube a little more. It's tough to do because right now it's not a source of income for me like even freelance video production is right now, which is my part-time job right now outside of college. But slowly but surely we are growing our presence on YouTube and creating some awesome content that I've gotten a lot of good feedback on. I'm glad that I spent the 100+ hours editing Along the Edge that I did last Christmas break. I hope that I can do another one of those videos very soon. Apart from the one that I did in Iowa that hopefully will be released to the channel here in a couple weeks. I'll update you that. I'll give you an update on that in the next live stream. Steven says, long-term time-lapse vids would be cool, like trail cam, taking a few stills a day of an entire season, planting to harvest. That would be excellent. It takes a lot of time, and it also requires you to be somewhere at a common interval, which is hard to do with my college schedule, honestly, but I have seen some excellent trail cam style time-lapse videos is what I'll call them, or maybe single week interval time-lapse videos, or just take one photo every day at noon of a wheat field and watch it grow. If I can find a way to do that at a very high quality scale, I think that'd be a really cool video. Be a really cool video for sure. Yeah, thanks for the idea, Steven. Were you here on last week's stream too? I think I remember you. Indeed, indeed. We got 21 of you guys watching right now. So I also realized something else. Here's something random. The quality of the stream might be suffering a little bit right now because I am accidentally kicking a 4K file up to YouTube right now. And that's a little overkill. And therefore the processing and even my upload speed can't quite handle that. But I forgot to change the setting in Open Broadcaster software when I was setting this up here about an hour ago. Last minute, of course. So sorry about the kind of not so great stream quality. I'm wondering if we should watch my 2015 video too. You know what? I need some more feedback in the comments. So you guys get to determine what I'm going to do for the remainder of this stream. Number 1, we can continue having a conversation, asking questions, answering questions. Number 2, I'm going to talk about how I got into drones, and we'll just do that in this stream and do something else in the next stream. Another idea that I have, and we'll probably do this down the road, maybe right before Christmas or something, is to check out some of your guys' videos. So we've been reacting to my videos today. You know, I flip the camera into, we'll pretend we're like watching a video here. I flip the camera into this mode where it's you on the screen and me in the corner here giving live feedback on the video. We can do these for your videos. I think that'd be an excellent future stream. There's other people who live stream people's wedding videos and critique them, for example, and it helps all of us become better at what we do. So that's an idea for a future stream. For this week's stream, we did this. Next week's stream, we could do that, but I think it's going to need more time to get the advertising out. I might put up a poll this week on the YouTube community to see what people want to do for next week's stream. Just keep Q&A? Well, if people ask questions, we can do that. Unfortunately, I have to have a quorum of activity in the comments feed to keep things going nice and smooth. The comments section has been a lot slower today than it was last week. There's good and bad to that. The good is I can answer everyone's questions. I actually did miss people's questions last week because the section was just a little too fast and I'm just a little too slow as far as the fact that I am not an experienced live streamer. So maybe I should ask you guys a question. Here's a good one, if I remember how to ask it correctly. But is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco? I think I completely messed that up. That's actually a decent question. What are you studying in college? That's a lot better than whatever hot dog thing I can't even remember what the question was. I'm just So what am I studying in college? The answer to that would be agricultural communication. That is a degree where you are basically learning how to be an ag educator, which basically means I just go to a bunch of ag classes and learn even more about farming and ranching and distributing and where our food comes from and how our food gets to stores and how economics of all that stuff works, supply and demand. So it's all that stuff with a little bit of media. So here at MSU, you do a lot of writing. Other schools, you do a lot of broadcast media, where I'm trying to... I think MSU is headed that direction. We do have a film department here, but since the ag communications degree is so new here, it's not quite in the curriculum. But that's okay by me, because I'm learning all the video stuff on my own, and now I can focus on learning more of the ag stuff, how trading works. There's a lot of stuff I still don't know. Answer some previous unanswered questions. Were there some unanswered questions? Let me scroll up in this chat. Maybe I missed somebody. I don't think I have any unanswered questions. I talked about that. Do you plan on being a farmer, racer? I actually don't necessarily plan on being a farmer, because I think I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing now, and a lot of what I'm doing now, I'm not going to be able to make it work while being back on the farm, especially as remote as that farm is. We're about 2.5 hours away from a town big enough to support a Walmart, if that shows you how rural we are. No cell service. We do have good fiber optic internet out there, so I can still make videos out there, but as far as networking with other people in the ag industry and outside of the ag industry even, and being an advocate for agriculture, I believe I'm going to remain doing freelance video production while doing some of that stuff, while being in a more populated area. Bozeman's a really nice area to be doing this type of stuff. Cost of living is a little more expensive than other places in the state, but too rural is the way to go. Sometimes it is. And the good news is it's only 3.5 hours away for me to get back to my farm at home from where I'm sitting right now here in Bozeman. And it's nice to have the peace and quiet sometimes. But you can't... Hang on. Without setting aside... That's the word I was looking for. A major brain lag there. Without the fact that... Setting aside the fact that YouTube and the internet exists... It's good, it's more effective to spread your message when you have connections in an area that you can easily get to people and meet face to face. And wow, that came out really bad. I could have said that thought in like 1/8 of the time that I did. It's like, yep, one word, oh, stuck. Another word, okay. Yes, that's why I like Montana though, because we have a really nice combination of rural and urban here in this state now, and the fact that this is still a very, very rural state, but we're urban enough that I can have some of the conveniences of living in town with connections to even other filmmakers here in Bozeman and the College of Agriculture here. But it's not New York City. I don't think I could ever live in New York. Maybe Seattle. Probably not Seattle. Seattle's just a little too fast-paced for me. I'm not a huge cities guy. I'm definitely a rural guy, but I don't mind being here in more populated areas, so. All right, no problem, Steven. Any other questions? I think we're gonna close a little early here after a couple announcements, so let me find my notes. So I've learned something. If you ever get into live streaming and you want to do a weekly show, notes are a must when you are me, because I get distracted a lot, as you know from watching my previous stream and today's stream as well. So next week, I think we're going to touch up a little more on this history of me as a filmmaker thing. I think it was kind of fun. There's a lot more story to be told next week. It'll probably be more so me talking and less so watching old videos, because once we hit the 2015 mark, that's kind of getting a little more into the modern styles of production that I do, and it's not, it's not the fun, oh, let's make fun of Riley's horrible, not very good videos type of environment when we get up to 2015. Although there are a lot of things that bug me about some of those projects, me being the creator. It's natural. You're always going to find things about your work that just bug you, but that's how you learn. So I think that's what we're going to do for the next show, is we're going to talk about the drone stuff. Maybe we'll just do a drone Q&A. Maybe I'll get the Inspire out. Maybe we can go outside somewhere and fly the Inspire or something too. I don't know how I'm going to make that work with a live stream, but we'll see what happens. Once again, I'd appreciate support over on Patreon if you are able to. I'm going to make a video and a post about this on social media eventually. I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm probably not going to get to it until after finals week during college, but we will eventually talk about this even more and why there's benefits for you if you subscribe to a tier on Patreon. And it's going to help create some awesome films in the future. I'm really excited about this platform. Hopefully we can see it grow a little bit. Hopefully we can see my YouTube channel grow a little bit. So with that, let's check some last minute chats here. So what other crops are prevalent in your area beyond the obvious large-scale grain operations, such as wheat, barley? Canola is starting to get up there. Pulse crops such as peas and lentils we grow a lot of in the state of Montana. So what are some other crops is your question, Stephen. And my answer to that question is there's some sugar beets in this state. What else is there in this state? There's some potatoes, not a whole lot. We do a little bit of corn, not in central Montana where I'm from. But you can actually, even here in the Gallatin Valley, you'll find a little bit. You'll find a little more so down in the Billings area, just the southern part of the state. I think they've even tried it in the northern part of the state too, along the Milk River. Maybe. Correct me if I am wrong. Somebody from Chinook was in the stream last week, so. What else? There's a few others here and there. A good place to go if you want to learn about what can and cannot grow in the state is this Montana State University agricultural research stations that are scattered across the state. Those are little mini farms, if that works, if that makes sense. And they grow all sorts of stuff. They test all sorts of stuff. Small scale farms. They figure out what works and what doesn't work for a lot of inputs in agriculture and so many variables. I did a short video on flying over one of the central research stations in the state of Montana, and it's really pretty to see it from above because there's just such a diversity in crops. And when you're in the month of, what was that, June, it looks pretty good. Everything's really green and like mustard will completely blossom and turn yellow. A mess has just been held for review. I don't think that's in... YouTube's weird about holding messages sometimes. Autocorrect. Yep. I still mistype stuff all the time because of autocorrect. Look forward to more live streams. Good to hear. So do you think I should keep doing live streams every week? How do you think I can improve on these live streams? I say a lot. I'm trying to break that habit. Sometimes I'm really good about speaking. Sometimes I'm a little slow when it comes to keeping up with the live streams. And when you have more than 20 people in here, like last week we had up to 50, I think, at one point in time, the comments start flying. So we're going to pick a different day, though, next week. It appears that evenings on weekdays work better than weekends. So, because everyone's out doing stuff. It's Saturday. Why on earth would you be... Actually, I'm not going to judge. There's nothing wrong with people sitting and watching YouTube videos on Saturday afternoons, because I do it a lot. So, you can learn a lot of stuff from YouTube. It's honestly, I see it as a really awesome platform to be wasting time on. So, try to plan a little. Yes, I was talking about the notes earlier. I need to come up with more game plans for these future streams. So, I think I have a direction that I want to take these eventually, but I'm going to keep experimenting around for these next few streams. But I think we're going to hit up some ag news, like a weekly ag news show here in the future. But for now, it's going to be a lot of Q&A, probably until the end of the year. We'll take a break during Christmas break and come back in January with a little more structure to these streams. But that's why I want more feedback from you. I want to know how exactly that's going to look like once we get this thing up and rolling. But it was pretty obvious last week. I had so much fun live streaming last week. That's why I'm here again today. That I want to keep this going, and I want it to be a weekly thing. Yes, I believe so, Steven. You watch me on YouTube while playing Farming Simulator? Or are you saying you want me to do a live stream of me playing Farming Simulator? Or he's just such a good multitasker that you can play Farming Sim while having me up on a separate monitor. That's pretty sweet. Farming Simulator is a pretty good game. I haven't even checked out Farming Sim 19 yet. What do you guys think about Farming Sim 19? Is it worth... How worth it is it? That's horrible phrasing. How much do you recommend Farming Simulator 2019? Because I haven't bought it yet. I have a very limited amount of time, so I don't even play games that much. But should I get Farming Sim 19? Should I check it out? Should we hang out and do a live stream on it? Just if I have a dead week and don't have much else to cover on a live stream. That's actually not a bad idea. I might do that. Hey, Scruffy, how's it going? Unfortunately, we're going to be shutting down here pretty soon. We have about 5 minutes left. I'm just answering some occasional comments from a couple different people here in the chat, having a good time. So until I have to do more homework because finals week is coming and I'm a college student. You're still playing 17? Okay. 17 is still a pretty good game. Really? Never played Farming Simulator. Farming Simulator is a pretty fun game, but I just wish a few things about it were done a little differently. But I understand how much work goes into creating video games, so I'm not going to expect everything to be the most exact, realistic levels ever. Plus, you have to keep a certain level where it's fun to play, because sometimes in real life, farming is actually really boring when you're sitting and going back and forth in a tractor all day long, 4 weeks at a time. But sometimes it's very interesting because things break down, and that's what keeps farming interesting. Waiting for the bugs to get out of Farming Simulator 19. That's smart. You forgot a hat today. I did forget a hat today. What the heck? We gotta do something about that. I'm missing my hat. This isn't good, guys. Where'd my hat go? I'm very confused without my hat, as you can see. Alright, you use YouTube on your phone and game on your laptop. That's certainly a way to do it. I'm spoiled. I have 2 monitors now, and they're both gigantic. Okay, something not to do. 2 32-inch monitors is overkill. There's a long story of why mine are 32 inches, but I get 27 inches if you're going to do a dual monitor setup. One of my monitors is 4K. This one right here is 1440p, if you happen to know what that is. There's a hat incoming into my studio. A Northwest College Trapper's hat. Interesting. It's really dirty. It's not my hat. It's kind of weird wearing other people's hats. So Northwest College was where I did my first 2 years of school at. It was an excellent college. And man, if you are in this region of the world, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Dakotas maybe even, Northwest College was a really good school. Their ag school is not on the level of, excuse me, their ag school is not on the level of MSU's, in my opinion. But if you want to get a college degree and go back to your farm, I would recommend an ag business degree from Northwest College, and you're gonna have a good time there too. It's a good school. You'll meet a lot of friends there. But yeah, I seriously think that I should just wear other people's hats every week on the stream. Hang on, guys. I found it. I found my hat. I think Nick was kind of disappointed that I wasn't wearing it when he came into the live stream today. All right, ever spent a day catching small square? Oh, I hated those days. I'm honestly really out of shape, and I've never been in great shape just because I was never involved in athletics in high school. So Square bale days, I was quite tired of it after not very long. But yes, I have spent a lot of years picking small square bales. We use them for our horses, and they are very handy. We have a really old John Deere square baler. I forget what model it is, but it's old. I'm amazed it still works. And we do about 400 of them every year. Just bale up some grass. So feed that to the horses in the winter. Use it as for whatever else you need a small square bale for. And of course, we do not have an auto stacking wagon either, like a lot of people, even in central Montana, do for those small squares. So it was a lot of manual labor. A lot of the whole family helping out on that day. Well, guys, it's been awesome. We're going to close up the stream here in about a minute. Get in your last minute words into the comments. I'm going to stick around for a minute because there's a 30-second delay. Why on earth did I take my hat off? That's like unexplainable. Why did I take my hat off? I'm going to put it back on. Anyway, there's a 30-second delay on the stream, so it takes a while for me to like ask you guys something and then for it to bounce back. You have new shirts coming in soon for your construction business. You can definitely send me one. I am going to post my shipping address in the chat. How does that sound? 724 South 15th Avenue. And let's see if it'll let me do a return in here. I don't think it will. Nope. I'll just type it again. Bozeman, Montana. 59715. Go ahead and address it to me personally. Or you can put Agri Studios attention Riley Slivka on the shipping label. And if you do that, I'll wear your shirt on the next live stream. I wear a size medium. Sometimes I can wear like large as 2 depending on who specifically manufactures the shirt. So I have this reflex to take my hat off. It's weird. Like I didn't even mean to take my hat off. What's going on, guys? Is this mind control? Is someone controlling my mind? You were talking about your construction business earlier, weren't you, Steven? Is that why you were asking why I wasn't reading previous people's comments, perhaps? We'll see if we can get a little better at that. I'm sorry about that. But let me scroll up. I'll read that comment here after the stream and check out what you do. So anyway, it was great hanging out with you guys. We're going to go ahead and close for tonight, for this afternoon. This is an evening stream this week. It will be next week. Hopefully next time we'll have a good show lined up. So take care and have a good rest of your afternoon. Now where's the stop button? It's over here. This button right here. Yep, I'm going to click this button and it's just going to go black. I'm going to do it. No, oh, should I do it? Should I do it? Yeah, I'm just